So Caitlin Clark looked absolutely incredible in preseason. Absolutely incredible. And I'm going to be real here. We got to talk about how she could be on MVP watch. And not only that, I'll talk a little bit later about it. She's not the only Fever player on MVP watch. Aaliyah Boston. Look, Aaliyah Boston's progression has got her to the stage where I think if you argued in 2024 that Aaliyah Boston was the best player in the Fever, you were a crazy person. I think if you argued in 2025 that Aaliyah Boston was the best player in the Fever, I think it would be a tough one because of how Kelsey was playing. If you project Aaliyah Boston to be the Fever's best player, based on the jump that she took this offseason, I don't think you're crazy in any way. She was exceptional, all unrivaled. I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but her using Caitlin Clark as a screener in the pick and pop was ridiculous. But for Caitlin Clark, physically, this is the best Caitlin Clark's ever looked. It is the best she's ever looked. Yes, she got kind of pushed off a couple of times by Zaza James, whose go-to move against the Fever was to run a straight line, shove somebody, stiff arm somebody, and get away, draw a defensive foul for some reason. But Caitlin Clark is not as strong as she was last year. Last year, Ryan Howard ran into her and just fell over. She was not as strong as she was last year. But last year, she was completely immobile. Even when she was quote-unquote healthy, she wasn't moving well. She is moving as well as I've ever seen Caitlin Clark move. Also, she is a lot stronger than her rookie year. There was a happy medium coming into this season, and that looks to be the shape that she's in this year. She is not a weak guard. If she plays a forward, she's a weak forward. She is a mismatch if she gets caught in a big. And the defensive end, she is more active. She's more active off the ball. And this is a player that's never going to be a good defender. She might be her projection is at her peak to be a bang average on-ball defender. I consider her a bang average defender. I think she's a below average on-ball defender. I think her activity in getting in passing lanes is good. And I think when there's an actual scheme and system, as in refusing screens, certain types of defensive systems, she can be good in. And I think that's kind of what Breanna January is putting her into those positions. Against the Giannis Wings, it didn't really matter. If you know anything about Breanna January, her teams are always, they do certain things on screens. They are a really disciplined defensive team. They're either going to refuse, go under, but they kind of stick to principles like that. They never wing it. There's no winging it in Breanna January's defensive system. It's not Christy Sides. Whereas against the Dallas Wings, they winged it the entire game. So you have to take that into account, that they did just wing it. She looked poor on defense, as did every single player in the Indiana Fever, not named Raven Johnson. But the defense is, look, especially with her offensive load, if Caitlin Clark can give you 4 out of 10 level defense, and people are like, oh, but she has targeted every possession. If she can get, it doesn't really matter about her being targeted. It's just about the total team scoring. If she can get to the stage where whoever offense on Caitlin generates less than 20 points a quarter, the Indiana Fever are going to win 80% of their games if teams stick to their guns on the whoever on Clayton. But I thought the shooting looks back. It looks back. She averaged per 32 minutes, which was her average last year in minutes. Per 32, she averaged 28 points, 11 assists, and 5.5 rebounds. I don't think people realize when it comes to Caitlin Clark that the amount of open looks she generates, even against the New York Liberty, she generated so many open looks. She didn't shoot well. She was okay. Her all-around game was good, was decent. She just didn't shoot well. She generates so much open looks. And one thing I really like with the Fever, and I'm going to talk about it breaking down the entire Indiana Fever team, is that they no longer stall after conceding a basket. They go back to they're doing what they did in 2024, where they can initiate transition from a conceded basket. Like, it's not, oh, we can see it, let's wait 2 or 3 seconds. It is, we're inbounding as quickly as possible. They did not do it last year. If you watch 2024 versus the Chicago Sky, the Caitlin Clark highlights, the Barbie night game, Caitlin Clark in the first quarter generated 14 points from conceding baskets and just either running down the floor and hitting people on layups or going coast to coast yourself. That type of ability to generate transition is huge because this is the best transition player in the league. And she's not the best half-court point guard in the league. She's not the best half-court guard in the league. She's pretty okay in the half-court, but she's not Paige Bueckers level in the half-court. She's not Chelsea Gray in the half-court. She's not Jackie Young in the half-court. She's not even Kelsey Plum in the half-court. But she is significantly better than every single one of them in transition. And the Indiana Fever creating a lot of transition opportunities, even now off conceded baskets. But I really liked how many open looks that she was generating. I thought the way that they were kind of running the offense post Liberty game with her off the ball, and it was an awful lot of, when she was playing off the ball, it was an awful lot less of pass the ball to Kelsey Mitchell on the wing and let her go dribble. Like, there was a lot less of that. It was a lot more of, if she's off the ball, we're getting the ball to the bigs. And when Caitlin plays off the ball, you have to run through the bigs because she's somebody that doesn't excel doesn't excel, but like, she doesn't really get that many open shots to spot up shooter. She's not that great as a decoy. Her off-ball movement isn't great. And people are like, oh, she needs to get better at it. Yeah. You don't become an elite off-ball mover in a year. You don't become an elite off-ball mover in 2 years. She's also the best movement shooter in the league by a mile, coming off pin downs, especially shooting over her right shoulder. Her mid-range game, her shot creation improved. That post fadeaway she was shooting at the Olympics is big. She has an ability to create in the mid-range now. One thing I didn't see a lot of was her attacking the basket. We saw a lot more of her attacking the basket in her rookie season. However, I do think that comes with the territory. Like, if she starts hitting the three ball again, they have to guard her from further out. She's going to run past them. And look, I don't know if Caitlin Clark is as fast as she was a rookie. But I don't think she's lost that much speed. It's very clear she's way faster than she was last year. She's not as strong as she was last year, but physically she looks the best she's been. The jump shot looks the best it's looked as a pro. Her mid-range game looks the best it's looked as a pro. Her the floater, her ability to shoot going right looks the best it has as a pro. Look, Caitlin's going to be in that MVP conversation, especially early. You just never know what way teams play. I don't know if she is even the biggest MVP candidate on her team, but that's just because of the fact that I think Aaliyah Boston is unbelievable. I never thought we'd see this version of Aaliyah, but she's unbelievable. But yeah, that is pretty much it. That is Caitlin Clark. I will see you guys.